So this art project is kind of evolving as we go. I wanted to kind of show you from here where we're going to take it. I think I'm going to start another one in a minute. I drew my sun with Sharpie. I traced the bottom of this cup. I'm going to do my next one, and I'm going to have you guys do it slightly different. I actually think it will look better if we use the other side of the water cup and kind of offset it a little bit. We're also going to be doing something different to make the rays of our sun, but I will hopefully be able to explain that tomorrow. Next thing that we're doing is filling in the different sections of our sun here with different Zentangles. And you can see I've got a couple different examples here, or actually tons of different examples. And then I've got some step-by-step sheets that you'll have to just to kind of explain. But I'm going to fill in each section in Sharpie, not with pencil, in Sharpie, just various different designs that I choose. I wanted to give you an example. I just realized that I messed up on this one. So it's supposed to be every other, the curlicue with the leaf, curlicue leaf. And you can see I accidentally, when I started this one, I did a leaf instead of a curlicue. But look, you can't even tell. So if you make a mistake, just keep rolling with it. You won't even notice. So I kind of did it again. I don't know if you noticed. I was trying to do something like this, and I did my grid, and this one goes from one. It would go from here. I think I did. Oh, I did my grid wrong. That's what happened. My dot should have been alternating in between here, but I'm not going to worry about it. And I realized it as I went along, and I'm just going to kind of turn it into something else. So again, your design doesn't have to be something that you see. It can just be a doodle that kind of ends up happening. The only thing that's important is that once you start your design is that you keep on going with the repeated pattern. The repeated pattern is what is going to make it look consistent. So just whatever you start, just keep on making the same kind of lines. That is the key. So this section, when you're doing all of this doodling, it takes a long time. Some of them take longer than others. And you don't really want to rush this part because it will look sloppy. You do want to take your time. And again, I haven't decided yet how we are going to color this in, or even if we are. But I think then we're going to go ahead and put a message on the inside. This possibly for our moms. We'll see. So I think I'm getting a little bit closer to deciding what actually we're going to do with these guys and how we're going to finish them. I actually just used my Sharpie to make a bolder line around the circle and in between every single one. And I actually think that's probably the most simple way of doing it. But I'm loving this gradiated color that I'm getting. I'm just using my watercolors. I might have us end up using the cake tempers just because I like the colors better that we have. I kind of cheated and I'm using more colors I think than what we have. But I wanted to show you though how to use the water brush. I really love these guys. These are super cheap actually. You can get these online at Amazon or at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but you can see the water is inside the barrel already. So I actually don't have any water here. I kind of have a cup that I'm squirting some water out, but to clean the brush in between colors, I'm kind of just squeezing the water out. You can see into here, if you just squeeze it a little bit, just a few drops, it kind of cleans off my brush just enough. Okay, you can see I had a lot of paint on that one, so I had to clean it off there. Okay, and same thing then. I am using analogous colors being colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. Let's see, and I'm choosing 2 colors to go in each section. The nice thing about these water brushes is, now this probably, the yellow is not a good example because it's such a pale color already, but if your color gets too vivid on your paper, or if you want to blend it out a little bit, all you really have to do is just squeeze a little bit of water through. Here, try to show you. Okay, there, just a little bit of color goes a really long way, actually. Okay, because I don't want it to be super, super dark. I thought about using chalk pastels to color these, and I really, really, really love how those colors blend. And they stay really nice and soft, but they are so stinking messy that I want to save those. So, and you know how I feel about paint. Okay, you can see how I've kind of blended those colors in together. See, green on one side, yellow on the other, and then just added a little, instead of putting color down, just a little bit of water kind of in between. We're not even using watercolor paper to do this. This is just normal construction paper. So, yeah, I think I'm going to keep going with my analogous colors. So do you see how I have a harsh line in between my orange and my yellow right now? What I'm going to do is just squeeze the brush really, really gently and try to blend those colors in together. It doesn't work as nicely because this is not watercolor paper. So if you see, I still have a harsh line there. I'm not a fan. So I'm going to just try to put some yellow over top of my orange and see what I can get it to do. Okay. Let's see, the tempers actually blend much better. You'll also notice, because I'm not using watercolor paper, my paper is starting to ball up here. Okay, that's from just having too much water. The paper is starting to break down. So that means that I need to give this section a break as much as I want to try to keep on blending it. And I'm just going to keep on moving on to different sections. So I'm kind of learning tips to tell you too here as I go. I would suggest keeping the darker colors, or starting with your color on the outside edge of the section, and then just take water and kind of drag the colors together, if that makes sense. That way they blend. I realized that's what I was doing on these ones. Starting the colors on the edges and then using just water in the middle. Okay. Also, less is more here with color. So more water, less color. I ran out of water out of here already once. All you have to do is fill it up with tap water. Again, this top part just unscrews. And you can stick tap water in the middle. Almost done. So I actually really, really love how this one kind of turned out. Haven't decided yet, but I might just keep that one white in the middle, just so it really, really stands out. And again, you can feel free to write whatever you want to in the middle. I did write that one first with pencil and then went over it with my Sharpie. That's pretty much the only thing I use pencil here, aside from the initial tracing with a circle. But so I, again, originally was kind of thinking sun, but it's kind of screaming flower here. I'm completely okay with that. This was a fun one, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. I have just a quick amendment. So I did this one painted with just my one set of cake temperas. And you can see I used it like watercolors. I used more water than paint. But in some places I did go a little bit heavy with the paint. You can see like right here. And then it got just a little bit thicker than I wanted. And my Sharpie lines get a little bit dull. So I'm just going over it, just washing it out a little bit with water. See, that happened over here, and so I just kind of went over it again on that one side too. So I think it'll be fine now. Again, not about being perfect, right? Right. So the last thing I'm going to do is write my message. And in the example that you saw that I first did, I kind of filled it with one word, and I kind of made some letters bigger to try to kind of fill the circle. In this one, I think I'm going to go around in a circular pattern, but I'm going to just trace a smaller circle on the inside. And there we go. Good enough. See, now perfect. Doesn't need to be exact. Okay, I'll erase those when I'm done anyways. And I think I'm going to write "You are my sunshine." And I know sunshine is going to be a big word. So I think I'm going to start "you" over here, actually. And again, if something goes awry and I need to erase, not a big deal. You are my sunshine. Okay, and I'm just going to go over it with Sharpie. See, and when I wrote it in pencil, I saw that it got a little bit close here, so I just kind of made them a little bit closer. See, some letters in script and some letters in print. Whatever kind of writing you would like. Erase your pencil lines and add anything else, any other details that you want. Super cute.